Hi, I'm QDC. What we're about to build today is Tamiya's M4A3E2 Jumbo, and this is in 1/35th scale. The reason why I bought this particular kit really was because of my youth. When this first came out back in the 1980s, I've always wanted to buy it and build it, but I never did. So this is my second chance, really in life, to build this model kit. So this is going to be a good kit for me to build, and I hope you're going to enjoy it as I build this model kit. So let's go ahead and start building this kit right now. Let's look inside this box. We have the turret, suspension, tracks, decal, upper hull, lower hull, and the instruction sheet. So we built this model kit, and now it's time for me to show you what I think about this kit so far. Take a look. This is a completed model kit before painting. Building this classic kit from the 1980s is everything you expect from Tamiya. It's easy to build, and it gives you enough of a challenge that makes it enjoyable to build. The running gears are straightforward to build, and I found no issues building them. This was true for the lower hull as well. What sets this apart from other Tamiya kits is the sprue. Like the Rio tank, Tamiya decided to use their standard Sherman kit, but they included a special sprue that makes it a jumbo tank. This sprue contains additional armor and a new T-23 turret. Like on the real tank, these additional parts are installed on their existing model. On the rear of the model, I omitted the extra tracks. It looked unrealistic to me, so I used putty and filled in the voids. The jumbo tank was designed to withstand attacks from the German 88mm anti-tank gun. It would be sacrilegious not to include battle damage from that weapon. I used a motor tool and I carefully copied a photo of the actual battle damage to the model. And the results are something I feel satisfied with. The challenge of this kit was filling in the seams on the T-23 turret. The turret and the gun barrel had seams. Filling the seams were not hard but tedious. To help make sure I completely filled the seams, I would often paint over the seams each time I sand and filled them. This ensures that I've done a good job. This older kit has all the basic details you expect for a Sherman tank. Again, the details are basic, so if you're looking for a kit that has exceptional details, you won't find it here. But for the average model kit enthusiast like myself, I think most people would find this kit worthwhile to build. I recommend this kit for all skill levels, and it's time for me to paint the model. Okay, so we built the model kit, we painted it, we weathered it, and now it's time for me to show you the entire model kit from the beginning to the end. Take a look. I want to talk to you about how I approach painting and weathering this model. I painted the model and applied the decals. I wanted to experiment with an old time technique called glazing. Glazing is a very old technique used by early European artists such as Leonardo da Vinci. Glazing is basically using very thin layers of paint to create a portrait. It gives depth, subtle transitions, and luminosity. Here's a picture of the famous Mona Lisa. Her face is soft and there are no lines. In addition, her veil is sheer. This is all done by glazing. There are a lot of thin layers of glazing applied by Leonardo da Vinci. In some places, there are up to 30 layers of glazes applied. Applying glazes is a very time consuming process. Each glaze must be completely dry before adding the next. It took over 10 years for Leonardo da Vinci to finish this painting. I'm going to try to use this old technique on my model minus the 10 years. This is an experiment to see if adding thin layers of paint will make my work look more satisfying to myself. My first step is to use my favorite oil paints and mix the colors to what I want. This is the medium that early artists used to create glazes. This is linseed oil. I first create the color I want, then I would dilute the pigment using linseed oil. Second, I apply it to the model. Olive drab paint during World War II were unstable. It tends to turn yellow, so I applied a thin layer of yellow on all sides. This is the first layer of glaze. Once the paint was dry, I mixed olive drab paint but lightened it with a little bit of white. I diluted it with linseed oil and applied on the model. This is a second layer of glaze. Again, once the second layer of glaze was dry, I added another coat of the same color. This is a third layer of glaze. This is the fourth layer of glaze, same procedure. The top of the model gets the same treatment. I also used the same technique on the running gears. Here's a picture of the completed model without the turret. I did give it highlights, but not by dry brushing as I normally do. Using the same glazing technique, I painted layers of lighter olive drab paint to areas where I want details to stand out, such as the fuel caps and the hatches. Once done, I gave it a matte finish. I also highlighted the battle damage done by a German 88mm anti-tank gun. Once the matte finish was dry, I used dry pigments to produce worn out paint on the deck and give dust on the running gears and the sides of the model. Overall, I am very satisfied with my work. Glazing certainly gives a more subtle, realistic appearance compared to my other works before. But the downside is it's very time consuming. It's the linseed oil. Linseed oil takes a long time to dry, about a day. As a result, I had to be patient by allowing each coat of paint to dry before I can add the next layer. This took many days to complete. I do not recommend most people to use this technique because of the long drying time. To achieve this look, most hobbyists like quick results, and this technique is not quick. Instead, I recommend using dry pigments. Using dry pigments will give similar results. Here's an example. My friend worked on his Tamiya Panzer 38T in 1/48 scale. He painted it and then he used Tamiya dry pigments to weather his model. And the results are very good. By applying dry pigments, he achieved results close to my work. Dry pigments are easy to use with faster results. This is what I recommend for the average hobbyist to use. I want to thank Rob for allowing me to use his photographs. Thanks, Rob. That completes this model project. What you're about to see is a video slideshow of the entire model kit. But before I go, as always, just because I put this video here on YouTube, it doesn't make me a model kit expert. I'm not an expert, I'm just a regular guy just like you. So, for those of you who are loyal watchers, viewers here, as you well know, I've been doing this here for, I think, well over 10 years now. It's incredible how long I've been doing this. And although there are a lot of more talented model kit builders on YouTube, I still have a somewhat of a loyal following, I would like to imagine. But really, for those of you who have been watching watching me building models for, I guess, over 10 years, I just want to thank you for being a loyal viewer. I'm QDC, and thanks for watching. And then please, build a model kit of your own. You don't need me to say this, just build one. Just do it.